Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Women and Fetal Health Conference explores in Muscat the latest developments in maternal and fetal care. And a UN human rights chief urges the international community to act to end the suffering of al-Fashir in Sudan. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. The Women and Fetal Health Conference opened in Muscat today, bringing together leading regional and international experts to discuss the latest advances in maternal and fetal care. The event is held under the auspices of His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Salim al-Mandari, Under-Secretary of the Ministry of Health for Planning and Health Regulations. More details in the following report.
In Muscat, leading experts from Oman and abroad have gathered for the Women and Fetal Health Conference, a national scientific event highlighting the latest advances in maternal and fetal care. Organized jointly by the Oman Fetal Radiology Society and the Oman Society of Obstetrics and Gynecology, and in partnership with the Egyptian Society of Fetal Medicine, the conference brings together 48 specialists from Oman, Egypt, Sudan, the Netherlands, Italy, the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and India.
This is a conference. It's called the Women's and Fetal Health Conference, which is the first time run in Oman with the association from the Egyptian Society of the Ultrasound and the Omani Society of Obstetrics and Gynecology and the Omani Society for Ultrasound in Obstetrics and Gynecology. So this 2 days conference has invited speakers from all over the world, from the Gulf area, from Egypt and from Italy. And it has also runs 4 workshops related to women's health and fetal health.
Over 3 days, participants will engage in an intensive scientific program featuring 35 research papers and 4 advanced workshops addressing key topics such as miscarriage, anemia, prenatal screening, fertility, fetal imaging, and emergency care for mothers and newborns. A medical research competition with 34 studies from Oman, Egypt, Sudan, and the UK further reflects the conference's commitment to evidence-based practice. Experts emphasized that advancing women's and fetal health is central to building a resilient society, underscoring the importance of early diagnosis, high-precision imaging, and timely interventions inside the womb. The conference also tackles critical issues that directly influence women's health and pregnancy outcomes. Alongside the scientific sessions, a dedicated technology exhibition showcases the latest innovations in fetal ultrasound. AI-assisted diagnostics, early detection tools, and smart monitoring systems technologies that are transforming how medical teams examine, diagnose, and treat conditions before birth.
We are blessed to be a part of international conference for women and fetal health today. Today we are introducing the AI, which is leading the fetal medicine applications and the women health care. As you know, some exams taking more than 40 minutes to finish. Now with the AI from Samsung, we can finish those exams almost with 12 minutes, which is adding a lot of value for the patient and for the doctor as well, and helping the doctors to be more confident with the diagnosis and having a second opinion on site live while he is doing the exam.
With strong regional participation and rich scientific content, the Women and Fetal Health Conference represent a significant step in strengthening Oman's healthcare capabilities and advancing the goals of Oman Vision 2040 towards a modern, future-ready medical system. Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubai, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
The Embassy of the Sultanate of Oman in the Republic of Korea launched the book, The Sultanate of Oman and the Republic of Korea, 50 Years of Diplomatic Relations. This joint publication in Arabic and Korean documents the journey of friendship and fruitful cooperation that officially began in 1974, an important milestone in the history of Omani-Korean relations. It embodies the spirit of partnership that has developed over half a century and looks forward to a more cooperative and progressive future. The fifth edition of the Hosted by the Governor Forum, organized by the Governorate of Al-Dakhiliya, took place in the Wilaya of Samail. Officials, private sector partners, and community members gathered to review the progress of development projects and set future priorities aligned with Oman Vision 2040. Here's more in this report.
In the Wilaya of Samail, development is progressing through dialogue and shared priorities. The fifth, hosted by the Governor Forum, showcased projects worth over 60 million Omani riyals, with major investments in infrastructure and healthcare. Road projects account for 8.6 million Omani riyals, including 4.5 million Omani riyals for the Afari Mountain Pass and Saqari Village Road, alongside the Samail Madra dual carriageway. In the health sector, the new Samail hospital, valued at over 45 million Omani riyals, has reached 73% completion as of late October.
As part of ongoing efforts to enhance communication between local communities and Al-Dakhiliya Governorate. Al-Dakhiliya Governorate reviewed 5 investment projects exceeded 9.5 million Omani riyals. Meanwhile, also reviewed projects of urban development. It's have reached more than 700,000 Omani riyals.
Urban development featured prominently, with completed projects such as the rehabilitation of Hassas Park and the construction of the As-Suq Al-Ahli in the Al-Dasar area. Future plans under the upcoming 5-year strategy include the redevelopment of the Al-Madra commercial zone, the Eastern Samail Market in Luzagh, and the proposed Manal Tourism Park.
We stand here to actually showcase what we have been doing with the governor of Al-Dakhiliya in regards to AFAQ, which is the strategic plan for the governorate office. What we've been doing with them so far is that we have been trying to provide strategic tools for the governor office to deal with the international, even national and the regional pressures, and then turn them into real projects.
Community-led heritage projects were also highlighted, including the restoration of Seja village, the rehabilitation of Surur village, and the management of Samail Castle, with over 60 million Omani riyals in active development. The forum outlined a clear roadmap for Samail, focused on inclusive growth and long-term sustainability. Reporting from the Wilaya of Samail, this is Saleh Bukhalfan Al-Rahbi, Al-Dakhiliya Governorate.
Under the national theme, The Gift of Life, a major organ donation awareness campaign has begun in Masqat, bringing together medical experts, students, and families to highlight the life-saving impact of organ donation. The opening ceremony was held under the patronage of Her Highness Sayyida Dr. Muna bint Fahad Al Saeed, Assistant Vice Chancellor of Sultan Qaboos University. More details are in the following report.
Under the national theme, The Gift of Life, the medical students community MedScore has launched a nationwide organ donation awareness campaign uniting medical experts, students, families and the wider community to highlight the life-saving power of organ donation.
We're here at one of the biggest campaigns for organ donation awareness. It's all being managed and done by our medical students and the recent graduates to raise the awareness about this important topic in our country.
The three-day event at the village compound in Asib, Muscat, running from November 13th to 15th, is organized in collaboration with the Minister of Health, Sultan Qaboos University, the National University of Science and Technology, OMSB, and the Organ Transplantation Society. The campaign was inaugurated by Her Highness Sayyida Dr. Muna bint Fahad Al Saeed, Assistant Vice Chancellor of Sultan Qaboos University.
Organ donation is a gift that gives life. Through this campaign, we aim to raise awareness, correct misconceptions, and encourage families to talk more about donation. Every registered donor can save up to 8 lives, and together we can build a community where hope continues even after we are gone.
At the heart of this campaign lies a deeply human story, the story of Aya, a young Omani girl who became the first from Oman to undergo a heart transplant in France at just 15 years old. Today, at 19, Aya stands as a living message of hope.
My name is Aya, and I am 19 years old, and I became the first girl from Oman to receive a heart transplant in France at the age of 15. And I want everyone to know that organ donations truly gives a life. And also I want to tell you that organ donation is a good thing, and I am here because donor give me a new heart and a new life.
Aya's survival was made possible by a single decision from a donor family, a moment of generosity that gave her a second chance. Her message reflects the very reason this campaign was launched, inspired originally by Dr. Mohammed Al-Uyahi, who witnessed families refusing organ donation from brain-dead patients despite the patient's own consent. With Oman's organ donation rate still below 1%, the campaign aims to correct misconceptions and provide clear, culturally grounded education through experts' discussions, interactive sessions, and community engagement.
I am Asil's father, and from my heart, I thank everyone who helped my son receive a kidney. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah.
Aya's journey from a heart transplant patient to a voice of hope stands as a powerful reminder the gift of life begins with one decision. Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rabi'i, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
Trucks, many of which are carrying commercial goods instead of aid, were seen entering the northern Gaza Strip through the Zikim border crossing 2 months after it was shut by Israel. Kogat, the Israeli military's arm that oversees aid flows, said that it would reopen the crossing to allow humanitarian aid trucks into Gaza, an entry point that would provide a vital channel to get aid to the north. However, Chief of the UN Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees in the Near East, UNRWA, said that the life-saving aid to the Gaza Strip has remained severely constrained by access restrictions and a dire financial situation, with key shipments stuck for weeks. Speaking at a UN press conference at the UN headquarters in New York City, UNRWA Commissioner General Philippe Lazzarini briefed the press on UNRWA services across the occupied Palestinian territories and its ongoing operations. The UN Human Rights Council held a special session today on the situation in El Fasher, Sudan, in which states will consider a request for a fact-finding mission on mass killings during the fall of the Darfur city to paramilitary forces. In an opening address to delegates, the UN Human Rights Chief urged the international community to act. The UN Human Rights Chief also stated,
"The international community has a clear duty to act. There has been too much pretense and performance and too little action. It must stand up against these atrocities, a display of naked cruelty used to subjugate and control an entire population. It must take action to prevent continued large-scale human rights violations, often ethnically motivated in Darfur and beyond. And it must ensure that civilians from El Fasher and the surrounding areas have access to humanitarian aid and the protection they so desperately need. The international community needs to take action against the individuals and companies that are fueling and profiting from this war. Sudan is caught up in a proxy battle for its natural resources and commodities. Numerous countries in the region and beyond are involved. I must issue another stark warning about surging violence in Kordofan. All the signs are there: bombardments, blockades, people forced from their homes, a despicable disregard for civilian lives. Kordofan must not suffer the same fate as Darfur. International law must not be shredded before our eyes, and the suffering of the Sudanese people must end.
Ukrainian officials said that Russia launched a massive drone and missile attack on Kyiv earlier today. Kyiv mayor said that at least 4 people were killed and at least 29 people were injured across the city, including 2 children and a pregnant woman. President Volodymyr Zelensky said that Russian forces used 430 drones and 18 missiles, making the attack one of the biggest on the capital so far, in strikes on energy facilities, apartment buildings, and infrastructure. Rescuers were searching for survivors after a landslide hit parts of a village in Indonesia's central Java province. According to the country's national SAR agency today, the landslide, which hit the Cilacap area on last night, killed at least 2 people and left 21 missing. Local media reported that the landslide caused the rubble of homes to be destroyed, and the rescue team used excavators for clearing through the muddy side of this landslide. According to the Cilacap Disaster Agency, the area had experienced heavy rainfall over several days, which triggered the landslide. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Women and Fetal Health Conference explores in Muscat the latest developments in maternal and fetal care. And UN Human Rights Chief urges the international community to act to end the suffering of El Fasher in Sudan. With that, we come to the end of tonight's bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's a good night, and we hope you're having an enjoyable weekend.